Yeah, good things come to those who wait. You waited, which must mean I'm a good thing. Yeah, all right, we are finally back. Victory Talk, let's get it. Yo, what up? We are back. I can't tell you why we was gone, but it'll make sense. Ladies, I was on a secret mission. It'll all make sense soon. Just stay tuned. But I'm glad to be back. You know what I'm saying? I am your host, Big Brandon Carter, the king of ketosis, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio para mi gente. And I am joined, I'm not alone. All right, I'm joined by the co-host, producer, Nima. What's good?
Let's go. Super excited. Be back again.
But that's not it. We up behind every strong man, woman talking shit. Just playing. I'm also joined by my beautiful girlfriend. She's manning the chats, kicking out the haters. Flexing on you motherfuckers, kicking you out if you out here hating, talking crazy, you gone for good. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I got a lot I want to cover today. I got a backlog of content in my brain. All right, so we're going to jump right into the content. However, there's one thing I want you to know: we are relaunching the program Influencer Domination. Right, we opening up enrollment, where I teach people how to grow where I teach people how to grow their personal brands with social media. All right. We've already got people went through it. They've been going through it for the last few months, and they can't speak highly enough of it. All right. The people have been making so much progress. Their content game is really stepping up. Right. They're getting more followers, they're getting more leads, and they're making money as a result of their various businesses. Right. All my other businesses have been, HTT is where I teach people how to grow their online fitness business. This is the first time I've opened up something for everyone. Right. So no matter what kind of business you have, if you want to make money off social media by building your personal brand, Influencer Domination, it's not a fucking course. It's a program where I actually work with people every week. Right. I work with them every week. All right. And I work with the people every week, and I not only do I show them how to grow content, right, but I look at their content and their social media pages, and I tell them what they're improving. Every week, these people are making amazing, tremendous improvements, and they're getting more followers, more engagement, and they're growing their following as a result. If that sounds interesting to you, click the link in the description. Join Influencer Domination Accelerator, right, and you can work directly with me. I meet with the students twice a week. All right. Live. This is not a fucking course. This is an accelerator program where we work together. All right. To accomplish the goals. All right. But I got a lot of stuff I want to teach today. I got to jump right into it. All right. We're going to talk. Some things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to give you a game plan. if you need to make $5,000 in the next 7 days as a personal trainer, as an online trainer, I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to show you how you can become a millionaire this year. I'm gonna do a full free course tonight live, Nima. It's gonna be live.
Wow.
I'm gonna give a free course live on how you can become a millionaire. I'll show you exactly what I would do if I needed to become, gun to my head, and someone say, hey man, you got to make $1 million this year. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what I would do. I'm gonna give you that whole game plan. Now, I'm at a different level. So if I only made $1 million this year, I'd probably, I don't know, jump off the roof. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to live with just $1 million, but that might be some real money for y'all. And I'm gonna show you how to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Harriet Tubman, but like black. And I done got free. I came from poverty, and I'm coming back to bring y'all down the Underground Railroad so y'all can escape too. Escape the poverty, escape these shackles of austerity and lack. Come with me to the land of abundance where you can start balling and or shot calling. And of course, you gotta, while you're doing that, an auxiliary benefit is you'll be able to stunt on the haters and flex on the hoes. Let's start it. Let's start the show. I'm about to break down exactly what you need to do if you want to make $5,000 in the next 7 days as an online trainer. And I'm well suited to teach this because not only have I helped over 15,000 students build their online fitness businesses. People started with nothing, no following, right? Now they have full-time online fitness businesses. I have some students who make over $1 million a year as online trainers. But I was one of the first people to ever do online training back in 2008 after my father killed himself during the recession of 2008, the worst recession since the Depression. I started online training. I was one of the first people to ever do it. All of us who did it in that class around that time, we were inventing it, right? I helped invent online training, mastered it. Now I'm gonna teach you, right? All right, I'm gonna break down. This is gonna get your fucking notepads out. Pay attention. All right, and if you follow the steps in this and you don't make $5,000 in the next 7 days, I want you to know it's your fault. I'm a fucking expert. If I only made $5,000 tomorrow, I'd be suicidal. But if you can do it in 7 days, that's going to be a big deal for you, right? And I'm going to guide you down that path. All right. So let's check it out. I'm going to show you how you can get $5,000 in the next 7 days as an online trainer. And you're not going to have to build no goddamn funnels. You're not going to run any ads, spend any money. You're not going to build a fucking course. And you don't need any prior experience, and you don't need to be certified. That's a common misnomer. People think you need to be certified to be an online trainer. That is not true. You don't even need to be certified legally to be a personal trainer. But gyms want you to be certified more for insurance reasons. When I first got my first job when I was 17 as a in-person trainer, I worked at Bally's Total Fitness, and they said, "Yeah, just get certified within 90 days." But I was training people, getting paid to train people before I was certified, right? There's no law say you got to do it. Some people erroneously believe you need to be a certified dietitian to give diet advice. That is an old wives' tale, right? It's just not true. It's you only need to be, according to laws, you only need to be a certified dietitian if you're going to give diet advice to cure diseases and shit. But we ain't doing that. We just help people get in shape, man. All right. So don't worry about any of that. No experience, nothing can hold you back. Now, I am going to make this video. If you're watching this and you follow the steps, I'm assuming you don't look like shit. I'm assuming you don't have to look like me. I mean, set obtainable goals, right? But I'm assuming you look like someone who can be a trainer, right? If you out here looking like the before picture, it's going to take you longer than 7 days because you got to get in shape first, man, right? You got to be in shape first, even if you know all the science, even if you got a degree, a master's degree in kinesiology. If you look like shit, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, if not impossible, to be a successful online trainer, right? I don't give a fuck how much a motherfucker knows. If he's homeless, he can't be my success coach. I don't care how much book knowledge he has. I'm not hiring him as my success coach if he's homeless, right? So a fat trainer is much like a homeless success. A fat trainer is much like a homeless success coach. A homeless success coach. What else is worthless? When in like or a guard dog with no teeth, prostitute with no mouth. It's useless. It's not going to work. No one's going to hire that person. We're pushing the boundaries, man. Trump's in office now. I can say whatever I want. All right. You know what I'm saying? Elon's giving Nazi salutes. I can say prostitute. I can say prostitute, man. It's America. Get used to it. You immigrated here. All right. Get used to it. You're not used to freedom of speech. All right. All right. Anyway. I'm also going to assume that you know something about fitness. Like you fucking work out. You know how to get in shape. Maybe you've helped friends or family members get in shape. You're not a complete novice to this, right? Because if you don't know anything about fitness and you try to sell people on fitness, you, my friend, are a scammer. That's how scammers are made. Motherfuckers who don't know shit and then try to teach it. You're one of them. All right. So what you're going to learn today is exactly how to sell online training, right? How to get customers and how to convert, how to actually get customers and how to train them online so they get good results. In fact, what I'm going to teach you today is going to show you how you can get better results for your online clients than most people get for their in-person clients, right? And I have tons of evidence in this. Let's get into it. All right. Step one, you got to figure out what are you going to sell. So a lot of times when people want to get into the online fitness business, they think, hey, I'm going to sell some ebooks or I'm going to sell some courses. All right. That's borderline R word. All right. I can't say, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And and let me explain to you why. Hold up. Explain to you why. All right. Now, check this out. We want to make the goal. Remember the goal. What the fuck, bro? All right. The goal. 5 racks in 7 days. One, you ain't got time to write a fucking ebook or make some courses, right? But it's also, courses is the worst way to make money as an online fitness person. Let me break this down for you. So in most businesses, we have something called a value ladder, right? And at the top of your value ladder, you have your most expensive stuff, right? Then you have your mid-tier stuff. Then you have your cheap stuff, or even you might have some free stuff too, right? No monetary value. Oh. Right. So in online in online fitness business, the value ladder looks like this, right? The bottom we have, social media content. Goddamn pen. I'm rusty with my pen, guys. Right, this is the free stuff you're giving away, right? You're giving tips and tricks, helping people accomplish their goals, much like I'm doing now. I'm not getting paid nothing for this. You should thank me, right? Your cheap shit for fitness, you have motherfucking ebooks. Nobody wants your fucking ebook, asshole. All right. Not your ebook. That's like mine. I'm a fucking expert. You're a guy. Nobody wants your ebook. All right. Then you have courses. All right. This is what people think. Hey, I'm gonna sell some fucking courses. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right, asshole. And then at the very top, we have online training. Now, let's just do some simple math. Social media is free, so we won't count that. Ebooks, the average ebook is about $10. I mean, some people sell it for more, but on average, we're talking about $10. All right, remember, you need to make $5,000 in 7 days. That's why you click this video as an online trainer. How many fucking ebooks do you have to sell to make $5,000? Yeah, fucking 500. Motherfucker, you ain't never sold 500 of anything. And you gonna fucking do that in 7 days? Get real, asshole. Right? But even if you did do that, right, 7 days, once you fucking sell 500, then what are you gonna do again? Right? It's not a sustainable business. You just hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sustainable business, right? Courses. The average course is about $49. We'll call it $50 for simple math. All right. Well, oh, sorry, I'm at the right 500. Yeah. All right. You got to sell 100 courses. Again, it's still going to be an arduous task. Adobe is a dubious proposition at best, right? Because you ain't sold 400, you ain't sold 100 of nothing online your whole life, and you're going to all of a sudden do it in 7 days? Nah, man, get real. However, online training, here's what it gets interesting, has a few different pricing structures, right? So online training there's 3 different pricing structures, right? Boom. If you want it, you can sell 4 months. Oh, sorry. This is what I recommend, right? 4 months of online training. Let's call it 16 weeks. $16 weeks. I tell my students, and they close this every day, right? That's going to be $997. I'll say $1,000 for simple math, right? For 4 weeks or a month, boom, you sell that for, call it $300, right? Or for if you fuck around and accidentally sell to some broke boys, you sell it weekly, $80 a week. Now, it's less money up front, but it's more money, right? The more you buy it in bulk, like as you go down, right? As you as the weeks decrease, the amount of money per week actually increases, right? It's kind of like anything else. If you buy something in bulk, you get more. You buy something in bulk, you can get it for cheaper, right? That's how drug dealers make their money, right? They buy cocaine in bulk, and then they distribute it amongst the community at retail prices, right? Anyway, I've heard. All right. Anyway, the goal with everyone is to sell this $997, right? I mean, it's to sell this 1,000, right? Well, how many of these do you need to sell to make 5K, right? Just one. Just one. I mean, sorry, just 5. You only need to sell 5, right? That's easier than selling fucking 500 ebooks. Fucking that, right? It's also easier. Jesus Christ. It's also easier than selling motherfucking 100 courses, right? Now, again, if you do these are down sales, right? So if you already, if they can't afford the 16 weeks, then you can down sell them, right? But we're going for this. This is the game plan, right? But the beauty of this is this is recurring. This is recurring. You have to do this for courses. You have to sell a fucking 100 courses every month to new people because they're not going to buy the same shit over and again. You're not going to have a school group for online training. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to join your fucking group ass, your school group, dickhead, right? They want real training. They want you to work with them. They want you to really train them, all right? Nobody's going to keep buying your ebook over and over again, right? You got to sell 500 every month to new people because they're not going to keep buying it. This is recurring, right? This is how my students put up big numbers, man, because they have a lot of clients who are paying them monthly or every 16 weeks. Boom, it hits their account. All right. This makes a lot of fucking. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to sell online training, and we're not going to sell fucking courses or ebooks. All right. So boom, we already know what we're going to sell. We're going to sell online training. I'm going to teach you how to train your clients later in this video so they get great results, and so it doesn't take you a whole lot of time. All right. And you're going to be able to get better results for your online clients than you can for your in-person clients. I guarantee you, and you'll understand it once you finish watching the rest of this video. All right. Next step, we figured out what we're going to sell. Now we need to figure out who we're going to sell to. All right. And who you're going to sell to is there's two groups. There's your existing social media followers, right? Right. You might be thinking, hey, I don't have a big following. I got a small following. We only need 5 motherfuckers. We only need 5. You don't need to have millions of followers on all platforms like me to get 5 people, right? To get 5. There's probably 5 people following you right now. If you're in decent shape, right? There's probably 5 people who could use your help right now, who need to get ready for summer instead of being all fat. Right. And you need to do this now. This is a good time to do it because it's still the beginning of the year. People still got their New Year's resolution going. Right. And if you wait till summer, it's going to be too late. Right. Because by summer, people it's a slow season for online trainers because people have already given up on their goals. Right. The guys will be like, I guess I'm just going to rock the dad bod this summer. And all the girls are like, oh, I guess I'm just going to date black guys this summer. Right. Because I ain't shed them pounds. Most black guys I know are dating a girl who weighs more than them. You know what I'm saying? It's just something I've noticed, man. You know, mi gente gusto gorda. All right. All right. So again, we're going to start with your followers. That's the first group. Your existing followers. You don't need a huge following. We only need 5 people to pay us that. All right. All right. And here's how you're going to get your existing followers to fucking here's how you're going to market to your existing followers. You're going to do 3 Instagram posts. These are going to be reels because reels get the most reach, right? You can post on Instagram. Instagram is the platform that's going to make you the most money. 3 IG posts. Just follow this script exactly, bro. Don't fucking change nothing, right? If you knew how to make $5,000 in 7 days, you wouldn't have clicked on this video, asshole. All right. So One, the first post, you're gonna do a voiceover. Sorry, I have dyslexia. If you make fun of me, it's a hate crime. All right, voice over video. And in this video, basically, you're going to just remember, I assume that you're fucking in good shape. You're going to have B-roll of you like lifting weights, looking shredded, looking like an action hero. All right. And what you're going to do is the voiceover, you're going to give them advice. You're going to give advice on something, right? Either how to lose fat, three tips to lose fat, 3 tips to build muscle, whatever your area of expertise is. I'm gonna show you an example from one of my students. This is Kelly Nicole Fit. I met her when she was in college, right? It was her senior year of college. She joined my program, High Ticket Trainer. She said her goal was to not have to get a real job when she got out of college, right? She started making $20K a month in college. Last year, 2004, she made $5 million. 2024, she made $1.5 million as an online trainer. I'm going to show you an example of one of her videos. I want you to make a video. I want you to just fucking copy. All right. But do it like you are. So check this out. Oh. All right. So, you see this?
Out your core like this. Number 1, get enough sleep. Not getting enough sleep will cause you to feel and look inflamed and lead to poor recovery from your workouts. Not to mention, if you don't get enough sleep, you're also going to be hungrier, which will make hitting your protocols a lot harder. Number 2, make sure all of your meals have fat in them. Fat digests the slowest, meaning it will keep you fullest for longest. When you're in a deficit, this will help you stay on track of your protocols instead of being hungry 30 minutes after you eat. Number 3, have meals, not snacks. Snacks are pretty calorie dense and typically low volume, meaning they're not going to keep you very full after you eat them. If you want to make sure that you're feeling satiated throughout the day, then it's important to have an actual meal. Number 4, take a weekly or bi-weekly free meal so you can satisfy your cravings while staying on track for your goals. Do you want results like these? Just comment fat loss below for our free fat loss ebook showing you exactly how we get our clients to lose 10 to 20 pounds like clockwork.
Okay.
These are the 4
I missed the beginning video. It's like
most underrated things you should be doing if you want to lean out your core like this.
All right. So you want to do something like it's going to be a video like 3 tips, 4 tips, 4 underrated things, it's like some number tips, right? Let's call it, I'm going to make it easy for you so you assholes don't have to guess. You're going to do 3 tips. Oh. Start over. 3 tips to build muscle, get abs, lose fat, whatever your shit is, right? And you see what Kelly did. She just posted, she just had B-roll, shot with her phone, right? Of her, looking like the way her ideal clients want to look, right? All right. So she's
Number 1, get enough sleep. Not getting enough sleep.
And you just speak over it and you give the tips. Then I want you to have what's called a CTA. CTA stands for call to action. That's a marketing term. You're learning today. All right. CTA, call to action, right? You're going to write in the caption, right? Comment. And you have some sort of word. Pick a word, shred, alpha, ripped, whatever. Pick some sort of word. Comment, what's it called? Whatever word you pick below. If you want help with whatever your shit was about, whatever tip you had, whatever your video was about, right? So if you use 3 tips to get a 6-pack, comment 6-pack, comment abs below if you want help getting the 6-pack, right? You're gonna do it like that, all right? And I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna do that in a minute, but first I want to show you the 3 videos. That's gonna be CTA. This is gonna have this CTA is gonna be on all the videos. Now you can write more shit in the caption if you want. And I suggest you do. Maybe you actually like write out the tips in the caption and just have this at the bottom. So it's not just like a straight sales shit, right? Yeah, you know, that's what you're going to do. You're going to write the tips in the caption. Just read it to ChatGPT and just say, just open the fucking shit and just read what you would say anyway and say, hey, rewrite that for me as an Instagram caption, right? Boom. All right. What do you say? You asking me a question? Talking to me? Oh, yeah. Just tell them to chill. Yeah, I do. All right. So you're gonna do that, right? You're gonna write out your tips, the same tips you said. Just tell ChatGPT to rewrite it for you, and then put this at the bottom. All right, that's what you're gonna do. All right. Now, the second type of posts, you're not gonna do these. You don't have to do these on the same day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? 7 days. Right. The next post you're gonna do is going to be a walking video. Walking video. Right? You do the same shit, some sort of tips, give advice. Give advice in the video. I'm gonna show you an example from one of my students, Corey Armstrong. Right? He's from Detroit, Michigan. He recently moved out here because he got money now, right? He wasn't living in Detroit because he was rich, right? And he was broke when I met him, man. Broke in-person trainer, making no money. And he I've been working with him for the last 2 years. Last year he made $600,000 as an online trainer. I'm gonna show you kind of, and he's growing his social media substantially with a lot of with the tips I told him. That's why his videos be looking kind of like mine, you know. But anyway, all right, 5 hacks to lose that big ass belly, right?
To lose that big ass belly fast as hell. Number 1 is track everything. Track the foods, steps, calories, fluids, how much you weigh, body fat percentage, everything you can get your hands on, so you have the most control over how you can manipulate those things over time as you see how your body responds to it. Number 2, eat less. If you're looking to lose fat, you have to burn more calories than you consume. The problem is most of y'all don't even know how much you're consuming to know if you are creating that deficit of calories. And once you start to see how much you weigh week to week from tracking those calories, just decrease the calories. Just eat a little bit less, but preferably fill your diet up with foods that keep you full while you're in that deficit. Number 3 is whole meals only. Stop fucking snacking. If you're snacking all day, you're slacking. Essentially, if you're snacking all day, you're comprising your diet primarily of
Now watch what he's gonna do. He's gonna put the CTA in the video.
foods that have very little to no nutritional value. And this is why you end up starving and hungry and always end up keeping your belly big as hell. Now, if you want to leave that big belly behind and start formulating the habits, and you want those last 2 hacks, comment the word course below and I'll send you my free course, the Big Belly Blaster.
All right, you ain't got a big belly blaster. All right, so you ain't got time to make an ebook or a free course, right? So you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna, instead of like we did in the last video where you just did a voiceover, this is gonna be a different style. You're just gonna walk, get yourself a microphone, cheap microphone or whatever. You gotta have a microphone. Film it with your phone, all right, and just have a human walk backwards while you walk forwards. Super simple, because most of you guys, if you go outside and do this, if you try to do this in your house, I don't have time to explain to you how to set up, you know, equipment and lighting and all that shit, right? You ain't got time to learn that shit. Just go outside. Everybody can afford outside. All right. You just go outside, have somebody, you know, a nice background is better than, unless you live in the fucking projects or something, right? Go somewhere nice. Even if you live in the projects, man, go somewhere that looks nice, right? Film that outside. Just give those tips. Edit the shit in CapCut, right? This is fucking edited in CapCut, right? No fancy editing, nothing. You give the tips. Boom. Right. Then you see Corey wrote the tips in his caption. This is what I want you doing on all of them, actually. Right. People actually read this. Right. And then you have a CTA at the bottom. Your CTA is going to be the same. You're going to do that exact same CTA. I wonder if I can. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, that was it. Hold on. Oh. Let's try this again. All right. Let's go, Brandon. You can do this. Hey, I did it. I should have never doubted myself. All right. You're going to have the same exact CTA right here. All right. Boom. All right. But write it in the caption. Okay. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do when they comment. Right. You notice we're not saying, hey, I'm an online trainer. Let me train you. Buy my shit. Here's the link in my bio. None of that shit. Right. We're just helping people. That's all we're doing. Just helping people. All right. The next video you're going to make is you're going to make a transformation time lapse, right? Oh, you're going to make a Jesus Christ. Transformation time lapse video. And this is either going to be, you're going to show the transformation of, it's going to be your transformation, right? You probably, if you are in great shape, you probably weren't always in great shape. You didn't come out the fucking moon looking like that, right? You, or even better, a client. Like if you've ever trained anyone before, right? Then use a client. If you've never trained nobody before, then you use yourself. Let me show you that. Looks like I'm gonna show you an example from one of my students, Corinne Sutton. Right, he's from Miami, Florida. Man, he's a former Marine veteran. Right, when I met him, he was straight fresh out the Marines, trying to figure out how to make some real money. Then he was said ever since he was honorably discharged, he finished his tour, his service, and he joined my program, and the Corinne's made over 500K last year, and he's done that for like 3 years in a row, right? As an online trainer, right? He's not fucking selling t-shirts or no goofy shit like that, right? Just an online trainer. I'm gonna show you an example of his time-lapse video. Oh, he's a vegan too, right? Don't let that deter you. Some of them are cool. He's one of them. All right. So you see, I can't play the music, but it's nothing. He's not even talking. It's just a time lapse of one of his clients. You do that shit with either you, yourself, or a client, right? And they don't have to be as good as this, right? You just have to, as well done as this, right? Boom, now look at him, man, right? But it could be you over the years or some shit, right? Boom. Then you write out some tips. You write out either what you do in what you're going to write here is either how you did it or what you did to help your client do it. All right. You write it out. And then at the end, guess what? Same exact call to action. If you want some help with that, boom, 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 boom. Comment the word such and such below. Same call to action. All right. Now, the goal is just to get people to comment that word, show their interest, raise their hand. We're not trying to sell them from the fucking video, right? You don't need a whole fucking commercial or no silly shit like that, right? In fact, you don't have to say, click the link in my bio to buy or no goofy shit like. You just want them to comment, right? You want them to comment. What you're going to do is, remember, you need to make $5,000 in 7 days. Remember that, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to DM each one of those people who comment that word below, right? Because they've showed interest, right? You're going to DM all of, okay. You're going to DM all of them, all right? And that's section 3, right? We're going to move them. This is the third part of our plan, right? DM to, Jesus Christ. DM to Zoom, right? All right. Let me explain why. We don't want to sell them in the DM, right? We don't want to sell them in the DM. That's just not going to work for you. I've done it. I know how to do it. but I ain't got time to teach you that shit. And you ain't got time to learn it. You got 7 days, right? We're going to use a more potent sales mechanism. We're going to get them onto a Zoom call. And here's what we're going to do when you're talking to this person, right? First step, I'm not going to write this. You're just going to listen. And post credits, my guys will put this on the screen, all right? You say, hey, so-and-so, saw you commented the word on my post. Tell me more about your fitness goals. What are you trying to accomplish? Then they'll start talking blah, 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 blah. Then you respond to that. Then you respond to that, be normal. Then you say something to the effect of, how long have you been trying to accomplish that? Right? You want to see how long they've been working on it, especially if they've been struggling with this for years. A lot of them want to say years, all right, boom. And then you ask them, what's been stopping you from accomplishing those goals? What do you, you say, in your opinion, what do you think are the main things that have been stopping you from accomplishing those goals? Right. And then they'll tell you all the stuff. Cool. All right. Then you say, hey, if you want, we can hop on Zoom and I can help break down a game plan for you. How's that sound? Boom. And they should say, yeah, right? You know what I'm saying? You schedule a time for it, or if they got time, you hop on Zoom with them right then and there. If they're ready, you send them a Zoom link, man. If not, you schedule a time for them that you can schedule a time with them where they can hop on Zoom with you. Don't send them a Calendly link. They won't click it, right? You schedule, hey, what time works for you, man? What about you give them some times that may work for them, right? Boom. Then once you're on Zoom with them, oh, first of all, why do we go to Zoom? Well, because listen, man, remember the goal. You might not know these motherfuckers that well, right? So remember the goals. The goal is to get $1,000 out these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Right? In exchange for the right to train them, right? And if somebody's going to spend $1,000 with you, they got to know you, they got to like you, and they got to trust you, right? But they might not trust a motherfucker they never talked to. I never gave $1,000 to someone I never spoke to, and I'm rich, right? You know what I'm saying? No one's ever slid in my DM and got $1,000 off me. Probably not you either. I don't think human beings behave like that in general, right? You got to build up more rapport with them, right? And then you can also ask more questions, right? So if you know sales, then this is going to be easy. That comes to us. Becomes a sales call. I don't have time to teach you sales, and you don't have time to learn it in 7 days. So what you're going to do is you got all that information from them. You know about their goals. You know what's holding them back, right? And then you come up with like a game plan for them. You sit there with them, come up with a game plan for them, right? Tell them what their macro should be, what their workout plan should look like. Tell them everything. Don't be afraid to give them all the information, right? And then at the end, they're going to be a little overwhelmed. It's going to be a big change for them, right? And you can ask them something like that. Hey, man, so does this sound a little overwhelming, or you feel like you got it, or would you like me to help you implement this plan? You gave them the game, and you're going to sell them the implementation, right? And then when they say, and then a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will say, yeah, man, I would love that. We're like, all right, man, well, I can't train you for free, but this is what it's going to look like. And you're going to explain to them. What I'm going to show you how you do. I'm going to show you how to do online training later in this video. Well, I'm about to show you how to do online training, right? And you're going to explain to them how it works. You're going to break the whole thing down for them, for what I'm going to tell you in a minute. And then you're going to just say, and I charge $1,000 for 16 weeks of training. Some of them are going to say, yeah. Some are going to say no. All right. You're probably, if you're out here struggling for $5,000 a month, you're probably not an expert salesman, right? So you got to go for volume. You want to get as many people on these calls as possible. Some of them are going to say, yeah. Right. Some are going to say no. Right. Some of them are just going to say, oh man, I would. This is too much. And if they say no, then you offer them immediately 4 weeks for $300. Right. Might be more digestible for them. Right. We be like, hey, you know what? If that's too much, let's just do it monthly. There's no commitment. Cancel whenever you want. And a lot of people take that. If they still ain't got no fucking bread, Then you say, hey man, all right, listen, here's what I can do for you. We could just do it week by week. How's that sound? $80 a week. A lot of them say, yeah. Now I could teach you how to do sales like I teach my students. I could teach you how to overcome objections. I ain't got time. You ain't got time to learn all that shit. We trying to do this in 7 days, man. We trying to do this shit in 7 days, bro. Right? So you're just gonna go for volume. All right. Oh, now there's one more person I forgot to say before. There's one more person you can hit up, and this is going to be easier, right? Remember, I said your friends and family, right? So you don't know these are your existing followers, but you should also just send a text message to all your friends and family. Send them this message. Yo, what's up? What's up, Uncle Demetrius? I'm starting my online fitness business. Would you be interested in being one of my clients? Right? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be easier with your friends and family. You shouldn't try to sell them like you would sell someone else, because they fucking know you. Some of them change your diapers and shit. They grow up with you. They taking a chance on you, you know? All right. So hit up all your friends and family and just be real straightforward with them, you know? If you want to give them a discount, you can, but I wouldn't. All right. Now, remember, all you need is 5 people to say yes to this shit. All right. All you need is 5 people to say yes, and you got it. Right. But then it's still like, how do you train them? It's very important, because to train them, this is how you're going to get better results for your online clients than most trainers get for the in-person clients. You ever been in the gym? You've been in the gym. And you see your fucking some trainer parading some asshole around the gym all the time, having them doing wacky ass exercises. Motherfucker might be motherfucker doing one leg cable rolls on a stability ball, right? What is that wacky shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And this motherfucker looked the same, right? Why? I'm gonna show you why, right? So in person training. I used to be an in-person trainer, right? That's how I started. I was an in-person trainer in the fucking 90s, bro. The goddamn Bill Clinton administration. Some of you motherfuckers was watching Dora the Explorer, fucking with Teletubbies and Barney and shit, man. I was training 10 people a day, right? Versus online training. And I know that online training is more effective, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. So in-person training, when I was in-person trainer, we put all the emphasis on the workout and very little on the diet. Like an in-person trainer may give you like some tips and trips, right? But they're not really tracking your macros and your calories every day, are they? No. No, they just give you some tips and tricks, right? But here's the thing. What's more important when it comes to getting in shape? Is it the training or the diet? Everyone knows it's the diet, right? But these people pay in-person trainers. The average in-person trainer in America gets paid $100 per hour, right? So if you have to see that, trainer at least 3 times a week to get some decent results, right? So now we're talking about $300 a week. Online training is only $80 a week, but it's also better, and I'm gonna show you why, right? And in the big gyms like Equinox, it's like $500 a week. It's $500 a session. That means people are paying $1,500 a week, and they're not even getting diet. They're not even getting nutrition coaching, right? And it's the most important part. You can't out train a bad diet, but you can out diet bad training. You can't out train a bad diet, but you can out diet bad training. And I realized this when I was an in-person trainer. I was like, man, we're putting the emphasis on the least effective part, right? So I said, fuck it, let's flip this shit. I'm gonna put more emphasis on the diet, and I'll tell them what to work out, man. But I'm not, if their form is not perfect, they're not trying to be in the fucking Olympia. They're just trying to look good, right? They're not about to go on the gridiron and compete against Patrick Mahomes or some shit, right? You know what I'm saying? They're just fucking regular guys and girls who want to look good. So if the form is not exquisite, they'll be fine. All right. Right. But if the diet is on point, they're going to get in amazing shape. This is more effective, right? Right. So I realized I couldn't watch their form, but I could track their diet, right? And this is what I did. What I did, and this is what you can do. You don't have to buy no expensive software or pay any money. You could do this all for free. I did it for free for years. I used to use Google Sheets, and I just set up a spreadsheet with their macros and calories, and I told them how to track it, and I told them to put that in there every day, and then I put their workout in there. Google Sheets, super simple. Shared the sheet with them. Now I can see in real time. Every day, I can see what their calories look like. I can see what their macros look like, right? And here's the thing. They're doing it on their own. They're doing the workout and they're doing the diet on their own. I gave them the plan. I'm keeping them what? Accountable. I'm keeping them accountable. That's what you're going to do. You're going to keep them, you're going to help them you're going to give them a custom diet plan, custom workout plan. But the most important thing is you're going to keep them accountable. You're going to make sure they do it because they can figure the shit out on their own, what to do, but they're not going to do it. You know what to do and you don't never do it, right? Think about when you didn't want to go to the gym. Last time you didn't go to the gym, but your gym buddy was there, right? It was a lot more difficult for you to fucking flake on him because he was keeping you what? Accountable, right? People behave better when they have accountability. And so your job as a trainer, after you give them the plan, I'm not going to write this, but my team is going to put it on the screen. Like you're going to give them a custom workout plan. You're going to give them a custom diet plan, right? You're going to make sure you're going to set up a Google sheet that you and them share, right? And they're going to fill it out. They're going to fill it out every day. And every day, what you're going to do is you're going to look at that sheet and text them, right? No matter what. If they hit all their numbers, did everything they're supposed to do, and they hit their macros and calories, then you hit them up. Yo, man, congratulations. Yo, great job. You killed that shit. Let's keep up the good work, right? And if they don't do it, and be like, hey, asshole, what happened? No, you don't have to do that. You'd be like, hey, Jameis. What happened? What happened yesterday, buddy? What happened, man? What can I do to help you to get back on track? All right, so we can get this momentum back. And what you're going to do is you're going to be giving them positive reinforcement when they do it right, and you're going to give negative reinforcement when they do it wrong, right? And what's going to happen is you're going to not only will you train them the way you traditionally think about training, you're going to train them the way you train a pet or an animal. Right. And that's how you train a dog or a cat. Right. When they do something good, you say, hey, that's a good boy. You give them a motherfucking treat. Do that shit enough, man. Motherfuckers gonna be doing backflips. You know what I'm saying? Sitting on his hind legs or whatever the fuck people do with their dogs, man. Have them doing stunts and shit, you know? Right. And it's all based off positive reinforcement. Right. But if the dog chew up your food, right? If your dog chew up your food, shit on the carpet, pee on your girlfriend, then I don't know, pistol whip it. I don't know what people do with their dog. I never had a pet, right? But maybe they spray with water. I don't know what you hit it with a newspaper, something. You do something to negative reinforcement the behavior you don't want the dog to continue to engage in. You're gonna do the same thing with your clients. And you're not gonna be mean to them. You're not gonna pistol whip them. We can't do that anymore, right? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit them up. And be like, just let them know that we're disappointed, man. What happened, man? What's going on? And what's going to happen is they're going to start tracking their calories and it's going to start hitting their macros better. And all you got to do, here's the thing. Here's a secret to online training. It's super easy once you have this set up because all you have to do is get them to fucking track their macros. Let me show you a study. This is a study from Duke University. All right. Ignore this fucking warning. I guess some bullshit happened. Anyway, they in this study, they had some fat boys. They didn't give them a workout plan, diet plan, nothing. They just said, hey, fat boy, just track your goddamn calories every time you eat something. Just track it in MyFitnessPal. Just track it, bro. Just track it. You don't have to follow a diet plan. Just track what you eat instead of just haphazardly putting anything in your mouth like a whore. Just do it for 3 months. And without even giving them a diet plan, no workout plan, no protocol, the plan was nothing. Just track. Just the mere act of tracking, the average participant lost 5 pounds in 90 days. Now, you may think 5 pounds in 90 days, that's not a lot. That's not impressive. Until you remember they had no fucking plan. They didn't tell them to be in a caloric deficit, right? They didn't tell them to do keto. They didn't tell them to do intermittent fasting. They didn't tell them to go on the paleo diet, nothing. Just be fucking regular and track it, because people perform better when they track shit, right? And this study has been replicated multiple times. So you can come up with a better plan than nothing, right? Because this study shows that nothing worked. They gave them nothing, no plan, nothing, and it still worked. You can come up with a better plan than nothing, right? You got to be able to come up with something better than nothing, right? So all you got to do is get them to track it every day. You got to be on. You got to hit your clients up every morning. And another thing you're going to offer is 24-hour support. This doesn't mean that they can hit you up anytime at night. This means, hey, you will answer all their questions within 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? If they, so what I like to do is I hit my clients up in the morning, check on the shit, boom, boom, boom. And then in the afternoon, I check to see if they had any questions or anything. Boom. That way everybody gets, that's why all their questions get answered every 24 hours. I'm keeping, in fact, I'm in touch with them every 12 hours, right? Now they're going to feel, come on, man, that's valuable. That's worth $80 a week. That's worth $80 a week for sure. They get a custom workout plan, custom meal plan. You're going to keep them accountable every day, right? And they're going to get 24-hour access to you. Now, you can also, if you want, this is optional. You want to just sweeten the pot, do check-in calls with them once a week on the weekend. Set them a check-in call, right? You don't even have to do that, but you can. You know what I'm saying? Check-in call once a week. Boom. That's worth $80 a week, especially when you remember Equinox is not even tracking their diet. The trainers at Equinox not even tracking their diet, none of that shit. And they're able to charge fucking $500 a session. If they see their client 3 times a week, that's $1,500 a week, right? You're charging 80. You know what I'm saying? You got this shit. You got this shit. And that's the game plan. If you want some help with this, right? If you want to learn more about the online fitness game, right? If you want even more details, this sounds interesting to you, this sounds like something you can do. I have an ebook called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. Click the link in the description right now. Hit that link and download it. It's 100% free, and it'll give you even more it'll give you even more detail and ways you can do this in a even more sophisticated manner. And it goes into more depth than what I was able to do in this video. All right, let's get it. All right, man, listen. 2 things need to happen right now. One, I need my girlfriend to bring me a water. I forgot to get it. I need it, please. Also, we got the homie Greg. Yeah, the liquid death. Then we got the homie Greg, Young Candlestick, gonna come up with the market recap. Let's go. Come on now, let's go. What up, Greg? What's up with that market?
Hey, what's up, Brandon? It's good to be back. We have a lot to cover, that's for sure. I have a quick note, though, on the online training thing. I want to hear your thoughts on this, Brandon.
What's
my
that?
girl, she's in FitBiz Blueprint. And when I told her to get her, just, off her feet, was to train a few of her friends in exchange for a testimonial. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we call that the testimonial harvest. That's what we do. We tell them to charge, especially if she got any fat friends.
Oh, yeah. There's always
but then get the fattest ones. Because you usually want to get the fattest ones because you want to train them for free for only 30 days, right? And get them in shape. But the fatter someone is, the faster they lose weight. The leaner you get, the harder it is to lose weight, right? So you get to get the fattest people she can get. That way she gets a better, more drastic transformation.
I know. I was telling her to just tell her friends to hit up the buffet. Just go all out for the before picture. Just feast.
They ain't got to get that.
Far, but
Yeah, no. So let's talk about this market.
Let's get into the market. So we have a lot to cover. It's been a while since we've covered the markets. I'm going to cover a few of the broad markets and then a few individual sectors and stocks. Okay. So we have the S&P 500 today, new all-time high, 611.49, up about 1/3%. And the market has really shaken off a lot of news catalysts. So right here, the market gapped down from the DeepSeek news from China. Right. Then the market gapped down from tariff news. But each time the market keeps holding higher lows. It gapped down from CPI. Inflation is hotter than expected. And a lot of people are worried that inflation is really hot. But historically, stock investments or investing into stocks has been a great hedge against inflation over the long run. So you want to own assets, appreciating assets if there is going to be high inflation. Also, we have what's this chart pattern, Brandon? What would you call that?
That is a rising wedge.
I would call it an ascending triangle.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's what
you could argue.
You're right.
If this higher high doesn't get a lot of follow through, then it is a rising wedge. And that's the $1 million question. Is this a breakout that holds and breaks out up? Or is it going to be a rising wedge where it barely makes a higher high and then just dumps? So that's going to be critical. Watch SPY at the prior all-time highs. So far, it held today. So I've got to be neutral/bullish moving forward. But if we reclaim or come underneath those all-time highs, the SPY could potentially sell off. Okay? So if we check out the NASDAQ ETF over here, I got a bunch of colors on my screen.
Yeah, you do.
And if you're familiar with football and you understand what zone defense is, you're covering an area of the field. And so that's what I like to do when I'm options trading. If you can capture where you think the market is going to land over a period of time, you can get paid fat profits. So over here, I have this QQQ butterfly that I alerted for Victory Trades members. And basically the purple zones represent a minus $300 loss if QQQ closes in the purple in June. The Victory Trades members will make plus $500 if we close right in the blue zone. So that's a pretty good risk reward, almost 2-to-1. But if we close in the green zone, if we land right at that point on the field, in this case, the chart, $300 turns into $2,000 for a $1,700 profit.
Come on now.
So it's really cool how you can pretty much profit off of any market direction once you understand options. And then it comes down to combining technical analysis with option chain analysis. So NASDAQ, neutral/bullish. That's my forecast. If we take a look at Bitcoin hasn't been doing shit for a while. It's absolutely dead sideways. Bitcoin, this is an example of a false breakout where it makes a higher high, zips back in. Now, if Bitcoin breaks underneath, call it 90,000, we could see a steeper sell-off down to 75K. For now, Bitcoin's just range bound. You just got to let the levels establish themselves. If Bitcoin can break and hold above 107K, Bitcoin's going to do well. Ethereum's going to do well. Those altcoins are very likely to perform very, very well. But for now,
unless you're in Argentina.
Oh, tell me about that.
No, we want to talk about it now.
Okay.
I don't want to get into it. But the president in Argentina did a rug pull.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
That only works in America, dumbass. Yeah, all right. Let's keep going.
What's with crypto and rug pulls? Like, there's just like so much sketchy.
What's with it? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's what it is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things where it's like, it's either going to be really, really big or it's going to be a nothing burger. We're going to find out in like 5 years. Time will tell. I will say an alternative asset class that is doing well is gold. So gold's been hitting all-time highs pretty much consistently since December. Gold's up 13%, pretty much just straight the hell up. If gold can revisit its former all-time high, GLD 257, 258, that could be a dip buy. Otherwise, if you're long gold, just keep on holding. And again, none of this is financial advice. That's just the way I'm reading the chart. Okay. If we take a look at oil, I've been looking for a bounce in oil. So this is crude oil futures, and oil sold into this demand zone, bounced, hit the demand zone, bounced. We actually profited off of wheeling UCO. So this is a triple levered oil long. And
Yeah.
It looks like oil didn't do too much, but when you're wheeling, this chop action is just straight money. So that's the big benefit of the wheel. When you're selling options, it's basically like you're the casino. You're not being the player. Players buy options and they can get paid big, but your probability of profit is much lower than if you're selling options. You're just getting that consistent income. So oil,
I'm still in that put spread.
Oh, are you? Okay. That should be just fine. Oil, my forecast is like neutral to slightly bullish as of right now.
All right.
But we've been wheeling UCO. I exited that on Friday, pretty much at the high of the day. Could have held another day. I'm not trying to nail tops and bottoms. I just want to get the meat of the move.
Pause.
I know. The meat of the move in the stock market.
Yeah, man. Tops, bottoms, just pause.
The meat of the move in the stock market.
Yeah.
In the stock market.
What? You trying to be a top and a bottom to get the meat? I'm like, yo, whoa, hey, yo.
The stock market can be as successful or as celibate as you want it to be.
Let's keep going.
Okay, so one time I was giving a free trade idea, and it was actually on Celsius stock, and I was saying there's no real like setups, but down here, who the hell would be a short seller down here? Who would bet against Celsius? I know the trend is down, and you're correct to be short in a downtrend, but you don't want to short at the end of a down wave when it's oversold. So I actually sold the 2250 strike cash secured put on Celsius, and I actually got assigned on that. Guess what? That assignment is paying off massively because that was a trade idea, and Celsius is squeezing hard. So Celsius, it's taken lift off. Maybe if Celsius could correct back to like 2340 or down to like 23, that could be a dip buy. But that's a trade idea that's going to pay off massively. Celsius's fair value is $32 a share. It's a good cyclical company, and it tends to perform well in the summer. Okay, so we're coming up to summer. It's catching that wave. So we got cycle analysis. I'm sure there was some bullish divergences going into that low, meaning don't short this. This is a time to take a stab at it. And maybe you can add to the position once or twice if it starts to sell a little bit more. So you want to give yourself bullets in the chamber if you're going to average down. I don't recommend it all the time, but this was one of those scenarios. So that's Celsius. Last time I talked about SMR. SMR is down at about 23. SMR rallied 25%. Boom. Victory Trades members got a good win on that.
Come on, guys. Yeah, when he says Victory Trade, so we gotta. There's two things. You can join the Victory Unit, the Discord, where Greg and we get free advice and there's free stock tips in there. You can ask Greg advice. But we also got a program called Victory Trades, where Greg gets his live trade alerts. He gives his trade alerts to people, and I take them too. And we be getting money, man. Come fuck with us, right? And me and Greg trade every morning because I trade. I trade futures, so I trade every morning. And well, I'm not on there every morning, but Greg is in there. I'm in there most mornings. A lot of times, if I have a flight and I don't trade, right? Yeah. But I'm in there. I'm in there most mornings, but Greg's in there every morning. If you want to learn more about Victory Trades, just go into Discord and hit up Greg Young Candlestick. He'll set you straight.
Just tag at Young Candlestick in the Discord, and there are free trade ideas. We posted the Celsius trade before it rallied for free in the Discord. So that's in the trading channel in the Discord. And yeah, we trade futures live every single morning. We're starting to get a really, really good heartbeat on the NASDAQ. Today was a good day shorting NASDAQ. We set up some iron condors on NASDAQ. I made $90 profit, but if you held to expiration, you would have made $240 profit. So it's pretty cool. You just make money by just establishing the range that the market's going to close at. Boom, you risk $250 to make $250. And it paid out.
Let's go.
So
anyway, let's get back in the market.
Yeah. So one stock that Brandon and I have been kind of DMing each other about on Instagram is PanW stock. We're kind of watching some of the politician trades. Yeah. Like Nancy Pelosi's getting long on Palo Alto, PanW. So this is a cybersecurity stock, one of the best ones. And we went ahead and we saw this impulse wave up. You don't have to chase it up here. That's not the time to buy. But when you see a good, strong move, just be like, all right, I'm going to wait for that pullback. Where's that pullback coming? It pulls back. Then it started to curl. Boom. We go long. We're buying PanW call options, call debit spreads. We sold bullish put credit spreads, basically saying, PNW, I think you're going to close above this pivot. Boom, that expired for max profit. All you need is like $200 or $300 in your trading account, and you can make $60, $70, $80 each and every week.
Let's go.
So it doesn't take a lot of buying power to do some of these trades. And then boom, we get that nice move up. We retest the bottom end of the trend line, and then we're breaking out. This is all-time highs.
Yeah.
And I think PNW in 2 to 3 years could potentially hit $400 per share or higher.
Goddamn.
Okay. So that's not financial advice. It's at 208 right now. Ideally, it can pull back to something like 200, and that could be a dip buy. Otherwise, if you don't want to try and time the market, a great strategy for most retail traders and investors is just dollar cost average. That way you don't have to time it up perfectly. Buy a share every week, buy 10 shares every week, buy 100 shares every week, depending on your portfolio size.
Go get you some shares, man.
Yeah, just go get you some shares. You'll get an average cost at some high prices. You'll get an average cost at some low prices. And over time, if it's a good stock and a good company, you're going to end up on top in the end.
All right.
So look, what do you have any stocks for me? What's up?
I want to look at XLE, then the energy section.
Oh,
no, the XLF. I'm sorry, XLF, the financial sector. So this is the ETF that tracks basically the whole financial sector. Is that all-time highs?
It's close to. It's knocking on the door. If you're a scalp trader, you could probably just buy that breakout tomorrow. See if you can get a quick little pop. But with XLF, again, it's one of those ETFs where you don't like aggressively buy calls into it. You kind of just dollar cost average. But this one is at a fair price where I think the best way to cash flow this is you can probably just wheel this forever. It's not going to go to zero unless something crazy happens. And you can always just sell further calls out of the money if you ever get underwater on your position. So that's a peaceful way to profit off of XLF. You've been on top of this, noting that this is a strong sector. Another thing to consider in the XLF is Visa. So Visa breaking out to all-time highs. This was posted as a trade idea in Victory Trades long over 352. Stock is at 356. I'd expect Visa to go sideways to slightly higher. It's just no sign of a sell-off. It is a bit overbought though. So that's something to consider. You can take a look at Visa. You can take a look at MasterCard, these payment processors like high base, right? Just pen it. This is bullish. You have an impulse wave. You consolidate. Is it going to break out up? More likely than not. It could break out down, if it starts to break the lower supports. But I don't see that happening as of right now. So that's my thoughts on XLF. Neutral / bullish. The wheel is the best way to make money from it.
All right. Microsoft.
Oh, hell yeah. Microsoft. This is not financial advice, but I'm accumulating Microsoft shares down here. I'm starting to sell some bullish put credit spreads. And I think if you're willing to take a bit more of a risk, you can buy leap call debit spreads. The fair value on Microsoft is $490 per share. It's currently at about $410. That's according to Morningstar, the CFAs that produce those reports. So $490 a share, you got the dividend. I think even if it sells down to 380, it's a great buy. Microsoft would be probably selling off a bit further if it breaks underneath 380. That's the least likely scenario as of now. Short term, it might go sideways to slightly lower. I think institutions are accumulating it.
Microsoft got a strong business, man. People don't know what's up. Like they got a strong business, bro. Like,
they're printing cash like crazy.
Yeah. All right.
So, I like the stock. Dollar cost average, shares, leap calls. That's not financial advice. Here's the fair value right here for Morningstar. $490 a share.
Okay, so here's a stock that I've been calling out for a long time. You can probably since over a year. Axon.
Hell yeah. Axon was a trade idea this upcoming week. All-time highs. All-time highs for Axon. Boom. Beautiful.
Tell the people when I started calling out Axon on the Victory Talk podcast.
On the Victory Talk podcast, you noted it just as it started to break out. So that was back over here. This was in August of last year.
And if they would have listened to me, they'd be up how much percent?
So you said check out Axon. I'm like, oh, that's a good breakout. That's likely going to have some legs. They would be up, just 113%.
That's it.
That's it. It's 113%. You
Come on,
100K.
man. All you got to do is watch Victory Talk. The key to life, I've noticed, is to watch Victory Talk and do what Brandon says. Right? That always works out. We have no examples of it not working out fantastically. All right.
That was a really, really good stock pick because it's had really good relative strength. Like all the dips have been getting bought up. Then it just keeps on coiling. And I posted, hey, watch for an all-time high breakout setup over 685. And just in the last day, that's 4% in a single day.
Come on, man. Well, listen, Greg, thank you so much, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, if you want to learn more about stocks, even if you just want to learn, check out the Victory Unit Discord. Me and Greg in there giving out free advice, free stock tips. And I got free courses in there. I got a free fitness course in there. I got a free course in there called the Baller Mindset. It accompanies the podcast is Discord. We close to 20,000 members in there, man. Join us. And if you want to learn, you want to trade with us, all right, then hit up Greg in the Discord. Young Candlestick.
Yeah.
Right?
Just tag at Young Candlestick. I don't DM you first ever.
Oh yeah. I don't DM you either. So if some motherfucking scammers in there, every once in a while, we have to kick them out every day. They'll DM you, ask you for crypto. In my whole life, I've never asked another human being for crypto, and I ain't gonna start doing it via Discord. I ain't never asked you for fucking Bitcoin. I'll never ask you for Ethereum or any other fictitious make-believe currency, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? Never. If you see one of those motherfuckers, send them to me, or send them to Greg so we can kick them out.
Yeah, just report them, block them. I'll ban their ass immediately.
All right, let's get it. All right, y'all. Peace. Do we got some super chats?
We do. We have TT Velez. BBC, the titan of discipline, the master of mind and muscle, the general of hustlers and kings, has returned to his throne.
Hey, man, that's high praise. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you.
What? We have Alpha Loss. Hey, Brandon, what daily tasks do you utilize nicotine to give you a boost, or do you only use it for fun? Do you like the gum or the patch better? Would you add it to your keto illegal stack?
Listen, you have never seen me not on nicotine. I'm wearing a nicotine patch right now. And there's a lot of studies that show that nicotine is what's the word? It's funny, I'm looking for this word and I can't think of it. It's a nootropic. Cognitive, it enhances cognitive abilities, reaction times. A lot of studies that show that. And the problem is it's addictive, but it's not a problem because it's cheap, right? As long as you ain't smoking it, you good, man. So I'm wearing a patch right now, nicotine patch. All right. Right on my fucking behind the shoulder. I love it, but it's not advice. I don't want to give advice because it's addictive, and I don't mind being addicted to something that's cheap because I'm rich. So like, I buy fucking, I'll never feel it. I don't feel it financially. Ain't no big deal. But some people don't like to be addicted to shit. I don't want to put that on you. But it's dope.
We have El Bezzi, BBC. What up, bro? I'm making dough and grinding and getting in great shape, but my emotional state is affected by my mom's illness. I know I can't control it, but how can I push through it and stay focused?
That's tough, man. And my heart goes out to you, man. We're gonna keep your moms in our prayers. It's normal to feel like if your mom is sick, man, and if it didn't affect you emotionally, then that's like some Jeffrey Dahmer psycho killer. You'd be fucked up. You'd be a crazy person if it didn't. You only crazy people don't get affected by that. So you just know that it affects you. Do as much as you can for her. And what I focus on when it's family tragedies, what helps me is focusing on the other people in the family. That way you're only thinking one thing at a time, right? So when I'm thinking about how I can help them get through it, right? Because you're not the only one going through it. You know, there's her and her, if she's got brothers and sisters, or if you got siblings, right? They're going through it too, you know? So being there for them and being strong for them, when I keep that top of mind, I think about my own pain less. That's something I noticed. So hopefully that helps, man. Stay strong, brother.
He has a follow-up. By the way, bro, I never forget what you said, that in life you don't need less fear, you need more courage, and that helped me through hard times.
Hey, I like to hear it, man. That was a bar. You
we have LT with $20.
Oh, that's what's up. I appreciate it.
We have George Carter, Meow Mix Poppy. Brandon, you left me with this white family.
Hey, listen, homie. You know, I was listen, bro, I saved you. You was about to get euthanized. I don't know how they do it. Right? I don't know, fucking bullet in the brain. I don't know how they do it, but like when there's too many like cats, somebody left your whore mother pregnant on a veterinarian step. And I adopted you. Nobody wanted you because you was the only black cat in the litter. And they supposed to be unlucky, man. But I was like, you know what? I'll take that risk. So you should just be doing nothing but thanking me, man. I saved you from getting euthanized, raised you to the strong cat you are. And then when my son became allergic to cats, he was born allergic to cats. I put you up. I safely dropped you off at another family who's taking good care of you. There was a dog there. There was a puppy. You was mad excited to see the puppy. They had some little kids who loved you, man. I think all you should be saying to me is thank you, nigga. You be dead and gone a long time ago. Had I not adopted you from the fucking veterinarian. I miss you though, homie. Straight up. Let's go.
Talking to a cat. All right, we got 3Ds Renew. Is Andrew Tate getting prime minister?
If we mobilize, right? If we get on the phone and start calling Brits, you know, we need a grassroots campaign. I don't know how much I can get involved in British politics. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how it works over there. Honestly, man. I just found out. I thought they still had kings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Knights. I don't know. Does he have to joust someone? Does it a duel? Like, I don't know. Does he have to fucking fight Voldemort? Or I don't know how it works. Straight up, man. Do they have electoral college like us, or does Paddington Bear decide at the end? I don't know how the fuck it works over there, man. But we wishing the homie luck, you know?
We have Exile Zoe. Is there any specific food scale you recommend?
You know what? They stopped selling the one I always recommend on Amazon. I tried to look for a link for it. I guess that company went out of business. You would think, because I have like 12 of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they stopped selling them. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey man, business is hard. And I guess there's not a big market for pocket food scales. So I don't know where you can get it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. That was a good scale, so I'm not going to get in the business of selling them. I buy shit that make money. All right. Hey, you guys want to make money? I want to tell you exactly what I would do if I wanted to become a millionaire by the end of 2025. I mean, I've been doing this shit. But if I was like where you are and I want to become a millionaire, this is exactly what I do. Yeah, you surprise me. Run it again. if I wanted to be a millionaire this year, this is exactly what I'm going to do. Yep, this is exactly what I would do. I'm going to break down the whole game plan for you. I'm not going to sell you nothing. I'm going to break it all down, exactly what I would do. And if you are smart enough to follow it, I feel confident that you're going to get I feel confident that you're going to get extremely good results, outstanding results. All right. This is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to break down the whole I'm going to break down the whole thing for you. Now, and I'm going to break it down in how many steps is this? 10 steps. And I'm going to break it down in 10 steps. All right. Get your notepads out. If you can't pay attention to a video, take notes, then there's a reason why you're clicking on videos how to get rich, right? Because you probably can't do it, right? But if you can watch this and implement what I'm going to say, I promise you, you'll be able to significantly increase your net worth this year, and with a high likelihood of you becoming a millionaire this year. I'm well suited to show you how to do it because over the last few years, I built several multi-8-figure businesses. You guys have watched my rise here on YouTube. I used to post videos of me in a small apartment in Queens, New York. Now I'm living in penthouse luxury apartment, Miami, right on the ocean, balling, shot calling, living the life of my dreams. And I'm show you how to do it as well. All right. So first of all, we need to think, what exactly is a millionaire? Right? Well, a millionaire, according to Google, is a person whose net worth is over $1 million, right? So it's not necessarily $1 million in cash, right? There's a lot of people who don't keep a lot of cash on because cash doesn't, because cash loses value due to inflation, right? So most rich people keep the majority of their net worth in different assets so they can sell for cash if needed to be, right? There's only 6% of Americans are millionaires. That means that 94% of Americans have not been able to figure out how to accomplish it. And I'm assuming most people would rather be a millionaire, right? You know, most people would rather do it, but only 6% have been able to accomplish it. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can join us in the 6%. It's way better over here, bro. It's way better. Everything's better. The food's better. The food's better. The living arrangements are better. The scenery's better. The titties are bigger and the asses are fatter. And life is significantly better. When my girlfriend, I don't get sick, but when my girlfriend gets sick, we have the nurse come here. You motherfuckers be at the urgent care with motherfuckers with STDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? We just have the nurse come here, man. Fix her all up. It's way better. My son is in one of the best schools in his state. He's fucking killing this shit. This motherfucker knows this motherfucker 7 years old. He can tell you the capital of every state in America and the capital of most countries, right? At 7. You can't do that, right? That's what happens when you send your kid to elite school, but that shit costs money. Come on now. Come over here. It's better. I'm gonna show you how you can get over here. Join us. All right. All right, so here's what you're gonna learn today. I'm gonna give you the exact formula on how to make, keep, and grow your money. I'm gonna tell you the reason why passive income is kind of a lie, right? I'm gonna give you the keys. I'm gonna give you the key to the key financial business strategies that millionaires use, right? And how you can use a secret weapon to put rocket fuel onto your wealth accumulation. All right. So here you go. Start number 1. Part 1. Making money, getting rich. Getting rich boils down to one simple rule, right? You have to make more money than you spend and then invest the difference. I know it sounds super simple, but that's the key to getting money. Make That's the key to getting rich. Make more money than you spend and invest the difference. You do that over a long enough time, you will significantly increase your net worth, right? You will have abundance if you do it for a long enough period of time, right? You didn't click on this video because you wanted to wait 20 years, investing in a fucking index fund, hoping you get rich, right? We're going to do it in 1 year. So it's the principle still remains. Make more money you spend and invest the difference, but you're going to have to get way more aggressive, right? So that's the thesis statement. Make more money than you spend and invest the difference. Where do you invest it? Well, there's three main areas where people invest their money. There's also alternative investments, but the three main where most of the money is the stock market. I'll throw crypto in there as well, whatever. But stock market, crypto's an alternative asset class, right? So stock market, real estate, and business, right? Stock market, real estate, and business. All right. Now, first you got to make money to invest in these things. All right. So that brings, so it's going to bring us to step number 2, right? This is something you need to realize. Passive income is kind of a lie, right? Because if I own real estate, I have to do something, right, to get the money every month from these tenants, right? I have to do something. I have a property manager. It really is, but it's like holler at the property management every once in a while. I got to sign some shit, turn a fucking, make sure the lights is turned on, shit like that. Nothing crazy, but I got to do something. It's not passive. The only real passive income where you do nothing that I ever found is buying a dividend stock that pays you dividends out. You really do nothing and you get money, but you have to have so much money to make anything significant that it's not a big deal, right? We don't want to think about getting passive income. What we want to think about is getting leverage, right? Because leverage allows you to make more money with less work. It's not no work, but with less work, right? So I want you to think about there's 3 forms of leverage. Oh, fuck. How do I get rid of this? Okay. There's 3 forms of leverage. All right. Right. There's money. Obviously, if you have some money, you can use that money to make more money. You could buy a bunch of real estate. You buy some stocks that maybe pay dividends. You can trade with the money, right? You can invest in a business, right? You can invest in something else. You can invest in your business. You can invest in someone else's business. Money will allow you to make more money. Money begets more money if you put it to work, right? So, for example, someone like Warren Buffett, he does nothing and makes millions and millions of dollars from the dividends from some of his stocks, but he had to throw billions in there, right? But it's leverage. Now it's not nothing, right? Because he still had to do his due diligence on the stocks. He still had to analyze the financial reports. He still had to make sure that it was a good investment, right? We did the work up front and he got paid forever, right? Right. But it wasn't nothing, right? I got a friend who made $1 million. He made $1 million in 1 month. What he did was he bought a business for $10 million and immediately flipped it for 11, right? But you can't do that, right? But it's leverage, right? Money is leverage. It's a form of leverage. Another form of leverage is media. Right? This is the reason why Kylie Jenner is a goddamn billionaire, right? Because she had such a huge social media following, right? That she was able to put out her makeup line or some shit, right? And it did really well. They didn't have to spend a lot of money on advertising because they had leverage, right? Media is leverage. This is why, fucking Kim Kardashian, she makes over $1 million for a shout out on Instagram, right? I have 1 million followers and there's people who hit me up every day. when to pay me to shout out their brand or do a collab with them, right? Because media is leverage. It's not, I still have to do some work, but it's way easier than like, clocking in to a 9 to 5 or some shit. It's easier money, right? Leverage makes making money easier. Okay. This is why you see billionaires like Elon Musk will buy media companies, social media companies like Twitter, right? This is why people are trying to buy TikTok, right? So they can control the media. This is why Jeff Bezos, he went and bought the Washington Post, right? So he can control the media, right? Because if you have media, it's huge leverage, all right? The third form of leverage is skills. If you're really good at something, like really good, well, the better you are at something, the more you can get paid for it for the same amount of work. For example, my best sales team, I remember once I paid my best the best member of my sales team, who had the highest closing percentage. I won't say best, he had the highest closing percentage. He got paid $400,000 one year. Another sales person worked the same amount of time as him, made $100,000, right? They worked the exact same amount, but one had a higher level of skill, so he made more money, right? I play basketball, right? But LeBron James is better at it, so he makes more money playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? You jerk off, but you don't make no money of it because you ain't got no big titties, right? You ain't got the skill to flap them titties on the. You ain't got no skills, so you doing it for free, right? But chicks with skills are getting paid for it. I heard. All right. So these are the three levers. We want to focus. We're going to focus on increasing our leverage, right? We're going to focus on increasing our leverage to get this milli in 12 months. All right. Which leads us to part 3. Gotta stop bullshitting and you gotta work more. You're gonna have to work more, right? Because remember, these are 3 forms of leverage. You probably got neither, or at least not you probably got none of them, or at least not a substantial amount of them. If you got them, then cool, maybe you're ahead of the game. But most of y'all don't have leverage, right? In any real capacity, right? So what we want to do is we're going to 2 steps. One, where you are going to work more. Work more. How much more? I think you should be working 80 hours a week. Now, a lot of you guys are going to start crying. Oh, man, what about enjoying life? Me playing crab ass. I'm a bitch. Yo, fucking goofy ass clicked on a video on how to make $1 million in a year, but you don't want to work hard? Fuck you. Fuck you. I fucking hate your guts. You're the worst. You're the worst type of motherfucker. This video wasn't for you. You wanted it to be easy? Is that what you thought it was going to be? How to make $1 million easy in a year? Motherfucker. Only 6% of Americans have a net worth of $1 million. You want to do it in a year, but you're not willing to work 80 hours a week? Suck dick. I fucking hate your guts. This is not for you. Rapid success, rapid exponential success is not for you if you're not willing to work hard. Oh man, what about enjoying life? Enjoying life, blah, 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 blah. It just depends on what your goals are. There's nothing wrong with enjoying life. If you think that fucking around and if you don't enjoy work, right? And you just want to do other shit, you got other priorities, that's cool. Make peace with that. Stop looking at videos on how to get rich in a year, right? Extreme results require extreme actions. There is no version of reality where it could be different. If you want extreme results, you have to put in extreme action. The world is not crazy enough to give you extreme results for fucking regular action. It just doesn't work like that. It's cause and effect, homie. You know what I'm saying? But maybe this is a good turning point for you. Maybe you can realize, oh, I don't want it that bad. I don't want it that bad. I have other things that I prioritize. And that's fine. Make peace with that. Stop motherfucking watching videos on how to get rich. It ain't for you. You are going to be the 94% of people who are not millionaires indefinitely. And that's okay. Just make peace with it. But do not comment on this video. Oh, I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to work that hard. Motherfucker, we know. That's why you poor. You ain't got to announce it. Anyway, those of you who are willing to do that, right? I mean, you're going to work 80 hours a week. Now, you may be thinking, hey, what? I got fucking 37 kids. How am I going to do that? Hey, man, you shouldn't. I didn't tell you to have all the kids. Shouldn't have did it. Shouldn't did it. That was an error. I'd have told you not to have that many kids. I'd have told you to use a condom. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'd have told you. You know, but hey, you are where you are, right? It's gonna take longer for you. Doing it in a year is probably out the question for you, homie. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, right? You know, because I don't want you to neglect your family. I don't want you to neglect your health. I don't want you to neglect any of that. I want you to work 80 hours a week while still getting enough sleep, while still, you know, spending time with your family, working out, not neglecting your health. I know because I do it. I've been working 80 hours a week for like 20 years straight. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It's all good. You just got to manage your time, right? So in order to do this, you're going to have to start managing. You're going to have to plan out every hour of every day in your calendar. Right? You're going to have to plan out every hour every day. I'll show you my calendar right now. Fuck with me. All right, this is my shit. You see how I get down. I got every hour of every day planned out, choreographed each day. Right? When you do that, you don't waste time. Right? I'm not telling you to sacrifice your family. I'm not telling you to sacrifice your health. I'm not telling you to sacrifice, you know, anything you think is important to you. I am telling you, you're gonna have to sacrifice the bullshit. You're gonna have to sacrifice partying, going out. You know, maybe you don't watch as much sports. You know, maybe you don't see every fucking Marvel movie that come out. Maybe you don't get to see every show on Netflix. Right? You're gonna sacrifice the bullshit. But you're still going to spend time. You're still going to eat good food. You know, there's 180 hours in every week. 180. I'm sorry. There's 168 hours in every week. Right? If you work 80 hours a week, if you sleep 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours. That's 56 hours a week, which is going to leave you at about 112 hours. Right? You work 80 of those hours. You still got fucking 32 hours to do whatever the fuck you want. Are you still in you? That's the time you're gonna. What about cooking, cleaning, food? You know, yeah, you got 32 hours a week to do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Stop fucking around. You know what I'm saying? If you got a bunch of kids, it's probably not gonna work for you. You're gonna have to extend your time horizon. It ain't gonna happen in a year, homie. You know what I'm saying? 80 hours a week. Why are we doing this? Right, man? Because we're gonna build up the first pillar of leverage, money. Right? So that's step one. Work more, 80 hours a week, get a second job, drive Uber, whatever you need to do, work after work, right? You're just going to work a job at first, probably, unless you already have a business, right? If you're just starting from nothing, you're going to just work a job at first, right? Then you're also going to cut expenses, cut unnecessary expenses. Oh. You're going to cut unnecessary expenses. All right, boom. You can cut. So any bullshit you don't need, cut that shit. All right. Maybe you don't get the new Jordans that come out. You ain't gonna get the new J's. Sorry, bro. You're trying to get rich, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't need that Netflix subscription. Maybe you don't need, you know what I'm saying, all them OnlyFans subscriptions. I don't know what you got going on, man, but cut all the unnecessary expenses. Right. And your goal, you're going to cut expenses and you're going to increase your workload. Your goal is to make twice as much as your living expenses. Right? Because remember, to get rich, you have to make more money than you spend and invest the difference. Right? Now you motherfuckers aren't working. You're probably working 40 hours a week right now, and you're going to double that. You should be able to double your income. Plus, we cut your expenses. Right? You should be able to double. You should be able to live off. You should be able to make twice your living expenses, 2 times your living expenses. All right, that's the goal. All right. Now, step 3. What are we going to start investing in? There's going to be a few things, right? So remember, we're already in the path of building the first form of leverage, money, right? We're already hot on its trail. The second form of leverage we're going to work on is skills. Let's say you're good at, because I don't know if you're good at anything, right? You got to be good at something, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start studying. We're going to start studying, aggressive studying, right? That's kind of how you're going to have to spend a lot of that 32 hours that was left studying, right? I actually read like way more books than this. This is not decoration, right? Because I was studying. Fucking AI wasn't out when I was in your shoes, right? I had to read, study, buy courses, join masterminds, do whatever you got to do to figure out. Once you figure out what direction you want to move in, you need to start building high income skills, right? In order to start making some real money, right? So you can, when you're working these 80 hours a week, you can start getting more money per hour, right? But you need skills for that, right? Because there's 2 ways to make money. You can make money with your muscle, like doing labor and shit, or even like a bus driver is like moving the fucking bus around. You know what I'm saying? Like, or janitor, motherfucking. Every once in a while, I see people. I live in Miami, and I look out and I see motherfuckers hanging from the fucking buildings, cleaning it like a Latino Spider-Man. Right? He's making money with his muscle, right? Or you can make money with your mind, right? These are fucking salespeople, programmers, people who work at hedge funds, right? They make money with their mind. You make way more money with your mind, but you need skills for that. To drive a bus, you don't need a whole bunch of skills. You know what I'm saying? to do some regular shit, DoorDash, you don't need a whole bunch of skills. And I know I'm somebody who orders a lot of Uber Eats. I know they are not vetted in that shit based off IQ. I know that for a fact. Right. So these motherfuckers are unskilled laborers. Right. So we got to start building up our skill set. Right. So you're gonna have to study more. Right. And you can start reading books, man. I post books on here you can read all the time. If you're watching this, you're doing it now. You're consuming good content like this, join mentorships, find yourself a mentor, join masterminds. I spend over $100,000 a year on education for me. Right. Because the more you learn, the more you sperm, or whatever Ty Lopez was saying. The more you learn, the more you earn. Right. All right. So the first thing we're going to invest in is studying. It's trying to figure out, unless you got the skills. If you already got the skills, you ain't got to worry about it. Then don't worry about it. You can always get better, always improve, right? We'll start studying. Now, remember, there's 3 things you can invest your money in. You get rich by making more money than you spend and invest in the difference. Remember, we said real estate, stock, and business. You clicked on this video because you want to make $1 million a year. All right, cool. Business is probably going to be the only way to do it. Unless you have a whole lot of leverage, unless you have like a whole lot of money that you could throw at some real estate or stocks, but then you wouldn't be watching this video, right? Okay, then you won't be. All right, so you need business. Business is the fastest way to make money out of the 3 investment vehicles, but it's also the riskiest. Right? It's a fast way to become a millionaire, but it's also the riskiest. So you can't be scared to take the risk. Right? So that's section 5. Take the risk. All right. And and business is shockingly simple. It's very simple. All you have to do to have a successful business is sell something for more than it costs you to deliver it. A product or service for more than it costs you to deliver or fulfill that product or service. Just sell it for profit. That's it. That's it. In its simplest terms, right? But you also got to think what kind of business you want to start. You don't want to fuck this up, right? So you got to sell something to make business. You have to sell something to make money in business, right? And there's really anything people buy can be put into 4 different categories. So at the top of this axis, we have expensive shit. Expensive stuff. Then we have inexpensive stuff. Right? Then we have things that people actually need, like they can't survive without them. Then we have stuff that people don't need. Oh. So I want you to think about this. When you think about something that's expensive, but people don't need it. No, when you think about something that's inexpensive, but people don't need it, I would classify that as a motherfucking trinket. These are your fidget spinners, hoverboards, bullshit. You ever go into Hudson News at the airport, right? It's full of bullshit, trinkets, right? It's like an airport version of a bodega, right? It's full of bullshit, right? Then we have things that people need but are also inexpensive. These are commodities. Here's your toothpaste, right? Soap. Condoms, right? That's what you got there, right? Commodities. Then your stuff that people need that's expensive. These are called necessities. You got to have it, right? This is like a house. Depending on where you live, it could be a car. Some places you can't really survive without a car, right? Operation. The doctors say, man, you got a fucked up back. You need a bacchiotomy, right? Then you got to get a bacchiotomy. Ain't nothing you can do, man. You're going to die without it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be walking around with a bad back, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting. When you have expensive stuff that people don't need, this is what we call a luxury. Luxury. Now, this is very important. Everything can be classified in these 3 things. Now, we need to think, why do people buy each one of this? When somebody buys a trinket, it's usually just impulse, right? And they're basing, their purchase off, really, they're basing it off of dopamine. Right? They see, oh man, this is a fucking pin that says Ohio on it. Oh my God, I gotta have it. Or this fucking t-shirt with the anime character on it, right? Just dopamine, right? Right. Then you have commodities. People buy commodities based off price. I don't know the name of the toothpaste. It was probably just the one that had the best, I just bought it. Most people buy commodities based off price, right? The problem with this is, when you sell a commodity that people need, but it's inexpensive, it becomes a race to the bottom, right? Because people are buying off price, then people just keep trying to make their shit cheaper and cheaper, right? And the problem with a race to the bottom is you might win, right? So it's hard to compete in that quadrant because, like, let's say you want to sell deodorant, you want to come up with some deodorant. Now you compete with fucking Procter and Gamble and shit, right? They can do that shit at scale. They can get the supplies. They can get everything so much cheaper, right? That it's going to be difficult for you to even sell it at a profit, right? The necessities This is in the title. So it's they make the purchase because they need it. And they're going to usually base this off of quality. All right. Quality is going to be purchased. Here's where it gets interesting. Why do people buy luxury items? Right. This is for status. This is for status. Right. And they'll pay for, these people will pay for exclusivity. Exclusivity and signaling. Basically just signaling your status. That's what I call status signals. All right. So here's your options for products or services that you want to have. Right. I say trinkets, fuck this shit, because it's one. I just think anything that's inexpensive, you shouldn't sell it. Fuck that shit. Right. Because you have to sell so much of it that that's not a viable option. It's just not a viable option. You got to sell so much of this shit. It's difficult for it to be profitable. Right. And it's cheap too. Right. So how much margin is even there? You want to play in the sandbox, expensive shit. Right now. You could sell necessities if you're really good at something. If you have a product or service that people need and you're really good at it, then the necessity box can work for you. The best one is luxury, status. Let me tell you what. Is people make their decisions. People make a lot of their decisions based off status. A lot of decisions based off status. Right. And some of you are thinking right now, man, I don't make decisions based off status. And you want to type that and you're doing that because that's going to raise your status because now you're better than all of us. Right. But you're wrong. Right. This goes to part 6. You got to understand status because we want to sell in this quadrant, expensive stuff that people don't need, but they want it. Right. This is where a lot of money is made. I mean, a ton of money is made in this quadrant. So and now here's the thing. The reason we want to learn status and we're manipulated because you can turn these other quadrants into status symbols. For example, I bought once a $200 toothbrush. Right? There was a thing going on in the 2000s where, I don't know, dentists were recruiting bottle girls to work at the dentist in New York or something. I don't know. And it was just some motherfucking bad bitches selling toothbrushes. And I bought one, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it just felt right. You know, but you see this with other things like I'm trying to think of an example. There's this there's real expensive teeth whitening toothpaste, right? Right. Yeah, it's probably as good as other toothbrushes, but those other toothpaste don't increase your status by making you look better fucking with your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Right. You could, some people need cars and some people will buy a car based off, you know, whatever the fuck metrics. Right. But, you know, so if you want to really make money, man, you know, selling Lambos, that's where you're selling stat. Nobody needs a Lambo, but increase their status, right? And even trinkets. If you have a era of exclusivity, right, then you could turn a trinket into a status symbol. You know, and people, you see this all the time. Apple does this, right? The iPhone has become a status symbol. I remember when I met my girl, and we were just friends. I had 2 phones back then, but I had one of them was an Android, and that was like my personal phone. And she got when I first texted her, man, she saw that green text. She was like, "Ew," and she acted all crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up switching, not for her, but I ended up switching. I ended up switching to the Apple phone for my personal phone. Now I still have Android, right? But I noticed the status symbol. Even when I see a green text, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So Apple has become a status symbol just with the iPhone. But even, you know, the way they present their products in their stores, right? Computers, you can get a really good Windows computer for like fucking less than half the price. You know what I'm saying? This is just as capable. You know what I'm saying? But they add the extra sexiness to it. It's become a status symbol, so they're able to charge more. Right? You can make anything a status symbol, and it's very important. And you want to think that this is very important, right? If you can position your product where it raises people's status, not only will people buy more, you'll sell more too. Even a commodity, for example, when I remember when I was young, I don't know if they still run this, but in status is not always like flexing either, right? So, for example, this was a advertising. Whoa! All right, hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna show you a good example. Sorry. Come on. Oh, yeah. All right, we back. Status can also, it's not just flexing on people. It could just be how you're perceived amongst the people around you. For example, this was an advertisement back in the day for peanut butter. And it said, choosy moms choose Jif. What they're trying to do, they're trying to say, oh, if you were a good mom, you get this kind of peanut butter, right? Right. So because moms care about their status as a mom. Every mom wants to be seen as a good mother, you know, whether they say it or not. Right. So they used this campaign to turn Jif into a status symbol. Right. It's just fucking peanut butter. Right. You can do anything. You really need to understand this. Status plays a huge role in people's lives and the decision making, even if they don't know it. Right. Here is a study. Here's a study from Dr. David Buss, where he said that people, he's across cultures, people prefer high status partners because it provides better resources and protection and genetic advantages. Right. Here's a study to show people prefer, like, you have a better chance of mating whether you know it or not. The higher your status is, the better chance you got spreading your genes all over her face. All right. And then in fact, another study shows that the human brain evolved to have such a large size compared to our body because of our need for status. So basically, our drive to acquire status actually grew our brains. Right, the social brain hypotheses and its implication for social evolution. It's a whole, you can read it on your own, nerd, if you want to get more details on it. I'm going to just show you one more. Also, higher status, another study shows that higher status people are more confident, happy, and influential. Here's a study on it. Know your place, neural processing of social hierarchies. And they raised and lower people's status amongst a group of others, and they had brain scans on it, and they showed it actually lit up. Anyway, right? So don't try to fight it, right? Use it to your advantage. We human beings are hardwired to do whatever they can to improve their status. That's how haters are made, by the way, because there's two ways to make the highest building in town. You can either build the highest building or you can knock down all other buildings. So haters, basically, when somebody's hating, they see somebody who threatens their status and they need to hate on that motherfucker, right? It's like when a bad bitch goes on the screen and some other chick says her boobs are fake, or she a hoe, or I could look like that if I had all that money, or blah, blah, blah. They start fucking immediately hating on this bitch, right? Just because she got some big old titties. All right. They can't help it. It's biology. So whatever you're selling, you want to find ways to increase the status of this thing so you can sell it for higher margins, and people will be more excited to buy it if it raises their status. If a commodities, you got to convince motherfuckers to do it, right? Necessities, life's got to be threatened, right? Trinkets, you got to fucking trick these motherfuckers into get it. But luxuries, if you could attach status to whatever you're selling, people will be excited to buy from you, right? Which also brings us to section number 8, sales. You have to learn sales if you have a business. Because if you're not making sales, you ain't got a business. You ain't got a business, man. You got to learn sales. And it's beyond the scope of what I talk about now, but get some sales. But I have some videos that I'll post a link in the description on some of my best sales books, the ones I like the most. And I also have sales trainings here on YouTube for free. But if you've done everything, if you've attached status to your product or service up front, even if you're selling lawn care, just talk about how your customers have the best lawns or some shit, right? If you can attach status to it, right, then you won't have it does the selling for you. All you should be doing is asking the prospect questions, right? Right. But and then you should be asking them questions to get them to convince themselves, right? You ask them the right questions, understand what they really want, and present the right solution. That's all you should be doing, right? But you do need to understand the different sales mechanisms as they relate to price, right? So sales mechanisms. All right, sales mechanism. So it kind of looks like this. Most of you guys are going to be having some sort of. It kind of looks like this. There's a hierarchy, right? So you can have like a link in your bio for something. For something cheap, like real cheap. Then you can the sales mechanism can be like a link in your bio, or just a link. Hey, just a link with a sales page, link, sales page. Right. However, once you start getting a little more expensive than this, now expensive is relative. It depends on your target market and what you're selling, right? $100 is not a lot of money, but $100 for a bagel is a lot of money, right? It's all relative, right? So just keep that in mind. All right. What was I talking about? Oh, right here. So then the next. So this is the least sophisticated. You only have links to a sales page if you're selling relatively cheap shit. There is a caveat, and I'll tell you that. Right. When you start increasing the complexity, right, then maybe you step your game up. You do something like a VSL. This is called a video sales letter. It's too much for me to go into. If you know what I'm talking about, that's why you got to start reading more, dummy. All right. Let's take it up a notch. Let's go. After this, maybe you need some sort of webinar or presentation. Right? Take it up a notch. More expensive than that. Then maybe you do video sales, Zoom sales, sell on Zoom, sales call. Right? And some real expensive shit, again, it's relative, right? Real expensive shit, then you got to do in-person sale, right? Ain't nobody bought a Lamborghini on Zoom. Most motherfuckers ain't buying Lamborghinis off Zoom, you know? In-person sale. Right? When these companies are doing big deals, mergers and acquisitions, they fly to each other. They're not doing this shit over Zoom, right? Because these like $1 billion fucking deals, right? So it's all relative. Now, here's the thing. Here's what blows here. You got to figure out what you're selling, how expensive it is relative to your competitors, right? And then pick a sales mechanism and master it. Pick a sales mechanism and master it. So you're gonna, if you're gonna around here and below, you got that's wrong. right? So the skills you need here are you got to learn copywriting, right? Basically, you got to learn how to write copy for video sellers, right? For above that, though, you got to learn how to do like sales, one-on-one sales. All right. Those are the skill sets. So you got to figure out what the mechanism is. Well, first you figure out how expensive your product or service is relative to the market, right? Then you figure out your sales mechanism. Then you figure out what skill you need to master that sales mechanism. Now, here's the thing. I said all that, but there's one thing that that just pokes a hole in all of this. If you have enough credibility, then none of this matters. Right? For example, $100,000 is a lot of money for personal training, like $100,000 a month, right? It's a lot of money. It's in fact, it's well above market rates. However, if Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime said, no, fuck it. If The Rock said, hey, I'm taking on 2 or 3 personal training clients, he could charge that much and put the link in his bio because he's got enough credibility. He's the highest paid movie star in the world of all time, right? Super famous, in great shape, clearly knows what he's doing, athletic, right? He can sell something super expensive with just a link. You know what I'm saying? With a buy button. He doesn't even have to have strong copy. He has so much credibility, right? And the motherfucker who's got enough money to spend on that would know that he'll get an increase in what by getting The Rock to train him. Status, right? Imagine who has higher status? The person who says, hey man, my fucking trainer is some asshole from Crunch or LA Fitness, or the guy says, oh yeah, The Rock is my personal trainer, right? That's a power of status, right? So credibility just blows a hole in all this. If you got enough credibility, you could do whatever you want. You don't, right? So you got to think about it the way we talked about it. All right. Now, but how can you build that credibility? That's part 9. You got to learn marketing. In my mind, marketing is really a combination of awareness and credibility, right? You got awareness. Awareness, this means people know who the fuck you are, right? And you have credibility. People fuck with whoever you are. Because people can know who you are, but that don't mean you're credible, right? Like, I know Flavor Flav, but he's not like, I don't want him to be my financial advisor, or I'm not asking him to pick my stocks for me, or, you know what I'm saying, babysit my kid, you know what I'm saying? I won't loan Flavor Flav $30, right? He got no credibility in my eyes, right? But I fucks with him for what he's in, right? So awareness and credibility is marketing. That's what marketing is. Right? How do you build it? There's 2 forms of marketing. I'm not going to write it. There's direct response marketing. This is like when you're telling people, hey, buy now. You put an ad out, usually ads, buy now. Right? You motherfuckers, drop shippers, they're fucking ads and then hope people buy right now. Right? Then there's branding. Branding is awareness. Right? Branding does a big job. Branding does most of the credibility building. Right? You start building up that brand. Right? That builds your credibility. Right? And it makes your direct response easier. The best companies do both. Right? You might be driving down the highway and you see a billboard for Coca-Cola. Right? That's not a direct response ad. They're not expecting you to see that, to be driving, see that shit. Shit, I need a Coca-Cola right now. That's not the intention. It's just for branding. They just want to keep you top of mind. You know, McDonald's is not expected when they have a commercial, and they're not expecting you to be chilling and you see that motherfucking McDonald's commercial and you just drop everything. Kids, we're not going to school today. We got to get this McDonald's. I just saw the commercial, right? That's not what they're expecting. It's branding, it's awareness. You know what I'm saying? Now, if somebody does an ad if I do an ad on Facebook, I'm expecting something to happen. You know, when I make these videos right now, this is just branding. I'm not going to ask you for anything, right? This is branding to boost my what? Credibility, right? If you watch this far, you're like, damn, this motherfucker knows what the fuck he's talking about. See what I did? I'm doing it right now in front of your very eyes. I've been doing it for fucking 14 years or some shit on Instagram. I mean, on YouTube, right? Just building the credibility. But it makes the ads work better, because if you see an ad from somebody you never heard of, it better be a good fucking ad and a good fucking product, right? But if you see an ad from somebody that you already know, like, and trust, they built the credibility through branding, then the ads will be more effective. Ask me how I know, right? And so the best brands do both, right? So again, marketing, the two forms of marketing are, I have to write it right: direct response. Direct response, right? And to learn this, you want to do both. To learn this, you have to learn PPP, pay per click ads, and these are ads on, you know, Facebook, Instagram, you know, Meta, or, you know, YouTube, Google, X, TikTok, right? This is the easiest for you to learn right now, right? You're not going to get ads on the fucking radio or TV right now. I wouldn't even do it if I had the money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got the money and I don't do it, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? Direct response ads, right? Now, when it comes to branding, the best way to build branding is with credibility. Is with social media. Building your social media. It's the best and fastest. Right? You build that with social media. And in fact, fun fact, if you have a large social media, it makes the ads work better. They convert better. So they actually work together, right? Boom. And the better your marketing, the easier the sales, right? Because remember, credibility makes it all fucking easier. You get the credibility, you get the awareness and credibility comes from the marketing. That makes the sales so much easier. But that is way easier if you've attached status to your product or service, right? But first you have to have leverage to even get any of this shit off the ground, and that comes from money, right? And that it brings us to the social media is the last part. Social media is the easiest one to focus on, and it's the most powerful one right now in 2025. If you can follow these steps and implement it and get real aggressive, you can actually make $1 million this year. I've seen it happen. I've helped people make over $1 million in 1 year. I've seen it happen. I know it happened. These are the steps they took, right? If you want to learn more, now in order to build a social media, you know, I have millions of followers on multiple different platforms. I've helped thousands of other people build their social media as well. It's beyond the scope of what I can talk about right now. I do have a program that's opening up soon where I'm actually working with people to help them build their social media, which is one of the most powerful tools for leverage. Remember, the more, you know, this is the reason why the Kardashians are fucking billionaires, multiple of them, right? Because of social media, right? If you want to learn how to grow that, I got a free program. No, I'm sorry. It's not free. If you want to learn how to do that, I got a program where I'm actually working with people. And I meet with them every week, twice a week, and coach them personally. It's not a course. I actually coach them, help them grow their social media, help them with their content, help them make their videos better, help them make their content way better, improve their social media, and they're getting amazing results with it. It's called Influencer Domination Accelerator. All right. If you want to learn more information about that, click the link in the description. All right. Yo. Hey, man, the link is in the description. Holler at us. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to answer these. I stayed late today, much to the chagrin of my team. I'm a speed run these last questions, then I'm going to get out of here.
We have David. Thoughts on remote sales versus sales in office job?
Whichever one you can get, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can get one of them with a good company, it's more about the company and the product or service they're selling. Because let's say you think one of them is better than another, but if it's a bad company and they don't have a good product, it's going to be difficult for you to sell or make any money. So you're thinking about it wrong. You need to really think about the product or service you're selling, because that's going to determine how much money you make. What else we got?
You're going to hate this one. Top 3 jobs or skills to get to 6 figures in 6 months.
Oh, man. Listen, the average American makes $50,000 a year working 40 hours a week. These are just regular stats from Department of Labor and Statistics. Just double that. Just work twice as much. That's what I'm saying. Like you can do anything if you work. That's what I did. Like I was working fucking multiple jobs I was working 4 jobs, right? And I made over 6 figures during the recession in 2008. I just worked really hard, right? Now, if you want to make it with one job, I mean, if you ain't got the skills, King is David, because you spelled is with a Z, I'm going to go ahead and assume you don't have a whole lot of high level skills.
That says king size, David, which is why.
That's even better. I'm retarded. My fault, man. I was about to roast you, man, but I was being stupid. Ain't that some shit? That's God. That's the Lord punishing me for being mean. Anyway, sales. If you're gonna get a job, like that's the only thing. Yeah. Or like go to college. If you ain't go to college, you got to do sales if you want to get 6 figures, right? That's it. Like a job. You didn't go to college, right?
I'm going to end with Players Lounge. Yo, BBC. I'm working OT 16 hours, 6 days a week now.
Let's go.
To you.
Let's go. Shout out to you, Mr. Lounge. I know you probably get money. Your life is better, man. You got disposable income. You ain't got to worry about money. Hey, this has been another episode of the Victory Talk podcast. We are fucking back every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get it.